All righty, welcome to Buckeye High Talk, where we talk Buckeye and get high. I am your man, Pop Pop, and up top is your man, Bucky. So, Buck, how you want to get started? Uh, you want to get talking about that off week? It was a really boring off week.
Very boring. Man, I don't know what to do with myself when we ain't got Buckeye football to watch. But I'm hoping they look at some of them red zone mistakes they had last week, or 2 weeks ago against Ohio. We had a couple, you know, we had that interception, and then what was it? Two interceptions in the red zone. I can't remember. Sorry, I'm a little high, folks. But and tired. Just got off work. But but no, I'm hoping they shored up a little bit of that. Watched a lot of film with Julian Sandwich. I'm sure they did. You know, I'm just hoping that this isn't another repeat of what we've seen in years past, where uh, we come out kind of sluggish out of bye weeks. You know what I'm saying? We did it last year, or yeah, last year against Nebraska. We've done it several times. We did it against Penn State a couple years ago. Come out real sluggish and just not on top of our game. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that ain't the case this year. I hope they come out firing on all cylinders and you know just beat the brakes off Washington. Now I know it's not going to be easy. Washington's not a shit team. They're pretty decent out there, and we all know what that travel to the West Coast is like. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be insane. But I think we got, I think we got the team to be able to do it. I'm just hoping we see a little more Bo Jackson this week. No jab at C.J. Donaldson or James Peoples. They're both great backs. You know what I'm saying? They're just, hey, well, look at who we got here.
Bad.
You're good. You're good. We're a little bit in. We're talking about the bye week, but anyways, um, I hope it's no offense to those two guys. They're great backs, but personally, I've seen more out of Bo in the short amount of time we've seen him than either of those two. You know, like I've said in
Yeah,
previous weeks, if they get their ball carrying vision down, and they work on that. Be how do I say it? If they're a little more patient in the backfield, just a little more, let their blocks, do what they got to do and hit the hole. When Bo hits that hole, man, it's like a slingshot. He's out the gates. You know what I'm saying? And
mhm.
like James People, he'll hit it fast, but if you pay attention, like I said, he's not patient enough. He sees a slim little opening and he tries to bull rush right through it. Whereas if you watch fucking Bo, he waits a split second and he waits for that hole to open up enough. You know what I'm saying? He gives himself a nice hole first, and then
Yeah, he'll pick it.
his ball carrying vision is amazing.
Yeah,
And then them jump cuts that he does, fucking insane. Again, I'll say it. Dare I say a bit of a Ezekiel Elliott-esque type running back. He's got the power, he's got the vision, he's got the jump cuts and the speed. All he's got to do is work on that. The pass blocking and holding on to the ball. I think he's got it. To be honest with you,
he's. I think they're talking about making him RB1 this week.
I'd
I'm
love to
not.
see it, but definitely keep C.J. Donaldson for that short yardage and bring James People in for a rotational. I mean, Bo's still a freshman. Keep him on a keep him on a snap count, at least to start out.
Them boys been working too, grinding in the field. It's game time tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I can't see what they've been prepping. But one thing I do want to touch on is a little bit about the Ohio game since we did miss a week. And like you brought it up to start off, that first half, all the red zone plays, the fourth down stop, that was all disappointing. Um, I missed the very first drive, and then after that, I got tuned into the game. But to see we got stopped on 4th and 1 hurt my fucking soul. Because one, we should just kick the field goal. I understand we're the number one team, but points are more important, and that's just me physically. Like I can't see why we wouldn't kick a field goal. Ohio's, as I said, coming into that game, they were not a dog shit team, and the fact that we got in the red zone, there was no issue getting downfield. There was no issue putting us, putting ourselves into scoring position, but they couldn't finish. Could not. I don't care what they did. Just throw it up to Jeremiah and all this. Like everything was working perfectly fine. It was just that red zone play calling, and them boys, they was taking plays off
Yeah.
the whole fucking first quarter. They were taking plays off.
See, I kind of agree, but at the same time, I like the aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying, coming from Ryan Day. Because in previous years, he'd play a lot of conservative, ball. He'd play a lot of trestle ball. You know what I'm saying? And that's what bit us in the ass the last 4 years against the team up north. You know what I'm saying? Is not being aggressive enough, playing timid and playing trestle ball and trying to go against what we're good at. You know what I'm saying? He the last couple of years he's attempted to run focus more on the run than the pass. Well, Ohio State's been built for the pass over the run for at least 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we were good balance, and but before that, our game more revolved around the passing game than anything. Last year, he tried to run. We had a good running game, but we were going against the number one run defense in the country. Okay, and it's like he wanted to prove something. Like, dude, the only thing you got to prove is that you could beat them. And guess what?
Yep.
Jeremiah was cooking that DB from Team Up North almost repeatedly throughout that game. If you go back and watch the damn tape, dude, he was getting open left and fucking right. But instead, we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run the ball. 1 yard here, 2 yards here, and it's like, bro, throw the fucking ball. And we've all bitched about him playing timid, so I have no problems with him going for 4th and 1 down there on the in goal line situations, because I mean, for one, we do convert a lot of 4th downs.
Yes, we do.
And for two, even if you don't get it, you're pinning the other team, the opposing team, deep in their own territory. So I really have no problem with it. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, take the points when you got them, but I like the aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we're playing a smaller team. Like, no offense to Ohio. Like you said, they're an amazing MAC team. They're probably going to win the MAC again this year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a problem with it personally. What did you think, Frog?
All in all, everything was how everything looked to me was we were doing the right thing. We were testing how we're going to run things forward. We have the break to see how everybody's going to be after when we come into the rest of remainder of our season.
Right.
Like you guys were saying, everybody was looking good. I mean, we had some pointers here and there that we should have jumped or we should have struggled a little bit more to get to that yardage, but
Yeah. Well, honestly, this was a good game to kind of play around with things and see where everybody lies, like you were saying, Frog. Because you are going into the bye week, you can utilize a lot of that tape as teaching moments, like Ryan Day said at the end of the game in his post-game conference. But you know, there's a lot of teaching points, and a lot of what I was seeing, like with Julian Saint's interception, that was just he was a little too late on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had a couple plays where he misread the play. You know, he could have had JJ streaking up the sideline, things like that. But all in all, I'm still happy with his accuracy. You know, he throws a pretty ass pass, bro. He really does. But excuse me, goodness. I think if any game we have issues, I'd say this is the game that we should have had it. We can clean it up and then head out to Washington and start Big Ten play.
yep.
Um, how y'all how y'all feeling about getting ready for this Big Ten play? Like not specifically Washington, but just to jump into Big Ten play now because if you look at the Big Ten chart, a lot of people have already started. Like I think USC is like 2-0 in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah.
Uh, we got the big game coming up with Oregon State this weekend. I remember who else played. I think Illinois might have played the Big Ten game.
Yeah, they did. They played Indiana and lost. But yeah, for me, honestly, I'm excited for it. You know what I'm saying? I think we got a pretty decent schedule this year. Pull it up real quick, but I'm almost positive. Where's my phone at? Sorry, folks, I lose that thing all the time. But anyways, I don't remember our entire schedule, but give me a second here.
Oh man, my fingers are working.
Oh, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. Let's see here. So, you know, we got Illinois, but I don't. Yeah, Illinois looked real shaky last week against Indiana, but I mean, we'll see. Minnesota's got some big boys up front, so that's going to be curious. You know, I'm going to be curious to see that against our defensive line because I'd like to see more coming out of our defensive line. You know, I'm not sure if Kenyatta Jackson's dealing with an injury right now because, yeah, he had that head injury, you know, against, what was that, Texas, right?
He played last week.
Yeah, he played last week, but if you notice, he had a big brace on his knee.
I think he'll be cool. He's going to play. I
Yeah,
think
but I
because
need to see more coming from him. I need to see him make or put more pressure on the quarterback.
you are absolutely right because he's built for that pressure.
And now,
But
what's up?
I was going to just say the two standouts last week was Katie Curry and Bo.
100%. Yeah, but I need to see more coming from them. I need to see more pressure coming from the defensive line, you know, without linebacker help. I need to see my
I
front
think it's just
four do something. And that goes for Edgerrin Houston. That goes for McDonald, which he's doing good. He's holding his own. But I need to see Houston do some shit, bro. He's a 5-star, highly touted player coming in out of high school. You know what I'm saying? And Ohio State went to some ends to get that kid. I need to see more from him. He showed a lot of promise last year, especially in the playoffs and whatnot when he got his time. So I need to see some. I need to see it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Wisconsin, honestly, I'm not worried about. Penn State would be an interesting game. I don't think Penn State's as strong as everybody put them out to be because against the inferior teams. I mean, granted, Ohio State just did, 39 to what, 9? What was
Pretty
that?
crazy.
37 to 9, excuse me. Against Ohio, but I haven't seen huge explosion out of Penn State's offense. Their run game's really good, as always, but I mean their pass game
I
is
think
better than what it was, but I still think our secondary can shut it down.
Oh
do
yeah.
not believe that at all. I believe that they have the same exact offense and the same exact defense minus good players. Like they had a lot of kids come back, but there's there's a lack of something in Penn State. They're lacking something.
Yeah,
Just picking up our defensive coordinator and help them.
they
It
need
got them right.
they need a deep threat. They need somebody that could take the top off the defense. You
They
know what I'm
lost
saying?
what the receiver, I think it was number 7 last year. He went to the league,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
and in last year their passing offense mainly went through their tight end.
Yep.
You know, Purdue, they're going to be an interesting one because it's in Purdue. I just hope we don't sleep on them because that comes out of the Penn State game. And we know how that can be.
Right.
We
Purdue is
slept on
always
a
a
team
sleeper.
coming out of a Penn State game, and they mopped us. Purdue. And then we got
Yeah, that's
UCLA.
one thing
Yeah, because that
I
one,
can't wait for it. That's at home. That's at home. I know that's at home, boy.
what,
I can't wait.
UCLA? Yeah, that's at home.
Uh,
We're gonna mollywop the shit out them boys. Then
Wait to
Rutgers
get
comes.
all the
Then Rutgers comes to Columbus, and then up north for the team up north. I don't know. I'm excited for the Big Ten play, bro. What about you, Frog?
Yep.
Yep, that's all we got.
yeah,
Yep,
I love it. I love it.
fucking yep.
Well,
All
because
right.
here's where we're gonna show ourselves on what we're gonna be able to do,
Right.
especially when it comes to Washington. Welcome to the league, in a sense. Welcome to the
Big senior beach.
Well,
Big Ten.
Washington.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, the last
division.
time we seen Washington was Urban Meyer's last game, wasn't it?
Yes.
So, you know, it's definitely going to be an exciting game for that aspect. And as you just said, Frog, them. This is the first time we're facing them as Big Ten opponents. So yeah, definitely.
So we have that added extra pressure of we got to clear the Big Ten and make sure everything coincides right.
Yeah, and let's not forget, guys, these next 3 out of 4 games are road games.
Yep.
So this is going to be a nice, tough test for Ohio State, and with Julian saying being so young.
Gonna be cold up there in Washington.
Yeah. The
But oh
boys
well.
from Columbus know what the code's all about. How
Oh
about you
yeah.
ask Tennessee about that code?
Yes, sir. I was just about to say that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
This
I
is
had to
the,
throw that in there.
all
Dumbasses.
righty. Um, any additional Big Ten talk, real quick, before we move on to the scouting reports?
The fact that the Big Ten's dominating shit in college football, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that
That
the Big Ten has how many undefeated still? Let's talk about that.
Oregon, Penn State.
7 teams.
If I'm not mistaken, 7. Big Ten is playing some football this year, gentlemen. I'm loving what I've been seeing out of the Big Ten the last few years. I'm so tired of that SEC narrative that they're the best conference in the league.
Oh,
They
here he
found
is.
out when they had to come up north, you know, what it was like to play in the cold in bowl season. Yeah, and I'm here for that. Let's see how long we got on the recording so far.
3,
We got about 10 minutes left,
well,
gentlemen.
You guys talk on D.
What's that? No, we
You
didn't
talk
even
about
cover anything on the defense other than the fact that I want to see more out of the defensive line.
line. Yeah, I feel you, but
Everything else I can't really nitpick with, bro.
no, everybody's
You
hitting it.
know, the
Everybody's
only
doing it.
I
Like
think
we've been saying,
yeah,
good.
the only thing I think we've only injury I can think of that's a possibility is Lorenzo Styles. But even still, last week or in the OU game, uh, when he got hurt, all they did was move Jermaine Matthews inside the slot and put Devin Smith in at Jermaine Matthews' position on the outside, and it seemed to
Devin
work
Sanchez.
perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So either way, and I'm pretty sure you could probably put, Sanchez in the slot too, and I think he'd be fine. So, and we've still got some dogs in the back, on the bench too with Scott Jr. and all them. So I mean, I'm
And
not too pressed or worried about it, honestly. Our defense is fucking shooting on all cylinders, other than that defensive line. It's just a little like they're doing their jobs. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything of that matter. It's just I come from an era of Buckeye football where we had guys like, Chase Young. We had Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa. I grew up with the Vernon Goldstins, and I'm old, folks. I'm 37. All right, I've been a Buckeye fan since I can remember. My entire family are Buckeyes. When the Garza family gets together in the Birmingham, everybody knows Buckeyes are playing. We're loud. But, like I grew up in the era where you had them nasty defensive ends that just had that bend and that twist that just dominated games. You know what I'm saying? And to see it be so mediocre, I guess is the best terminology I can say. It's just not the same for me. And I'm telling you, if their defensive ends, that defensive line in general starts getting more pressure, that's going to free up the linebackers for even more, and we're going to be even that much more scary.
it's just because it has to only be because of Matt's defense. Like you right, they do need to get a little more push, especially them ends. But I think that defense is what's it's like it's giving pressure and then they pull, or they doing like what was it they called the cupcake stunt or whatever the fuck, where Arvell is on the line and he pops straight up and he look at the DB and then he boom, then he shoot
Yeah.
like that
Don't get me wrong,
part
I
of
like that, but you'll give them more to think about. You see what I'm saying here? You're going to give the offensive coordinator more to have to think
But
about.
but okay, I get where you're coming at, but they could be zoning them until we do have to rush them. We're trying to keep our CBs to keep containing.
I get it. Trust me, I do. And I get that it's probably just part of the game plan because we have been playing a lot of mobile quarterbacks. But I'm still going to say I want to see more out of our defensive line. You know what I'm saying? Well, our run defense, I'm not too worried about. They've been doing pretty good on run defense. The linebackers are clean. The defensive line is holding up them blocks and keeping them, off the linebackers, and the linebackers are shooting their gaps the way they should be. And I love seeing what I'm seeing. But in passing situations, I'd like to see a little more. not just coming from Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles, which, by the way, speaking of Sonny, can we give that man some flowers? Because he's not popping off like on the screen, but he's doing what Cody Simon did for Ohio State last year. And he is being that engine to the defense, and he's literally playing the field general out there. And he's in the right place at the right time every time. He's doing whatever the team needs him to do. And I don't think he's getting enough credit for what he's doing. And I'm going to
Right.
apologize. That's my dog. She's a little ticked off because it's dinner time and I'm not done yet. And she's prissy. She's very prissy. If she don't get her supper on time, boy, oh boy, that's a pity for you. But anyways, that is all I gotta say for the defense, dude. Other than that, I think they're doing a fucking amazing job. I love what Matt Patricia's brought to our fucking team. I love the fucking fact that these players love him so much already. And
Right.
I was listening to
Respect.
I don't know if you guys caught any of the Downs to Business podcast yet. Caleb Downs and his brother Josh Downs. I caught their first episode, and he was talking about it. Josh had asked Caleb, what they thought about Matt Patricia and all that, and he was raving about how much, how he loves how much of a teacher he is. And you can see it in his interviews, man. He is giddy. Like, he is having, Matt Patricia is having so much fun doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? You can see it in his face, bro. He is ecstatic. And I love what that man's brought to that mad professor is at work, sir.
Right.
Man, he's in the lab 24.
Yeah, buddy.
For sure.
It's about to be nutty.
Uh,
I'm curious to see what they do this week because Washington's got a good quarterback. He could throw the ball. He could run the ball. You know what I'm saying? They got a good team up there. But
well, this is
I think
that actually
they're on
takes
a different tier than us.
that takes us into the scouting report, right?
Yes, sir. What we got, Mr. Statistics?
Shit, to work.
We got after this, we got shenanigans. So y'all like video games? Y'all can check out our video game content. We all have our own YouTube channels. You'll find all mine here on this channel. Our shenanigans. Come check us out. Maybe join up with us. Sorry, just had to throw that in there real quick before we got started.
YouTube name DJ Pop Pop. So go check out my channel as well. But all right, let's go ahead and get into this because I thought it's like playing an upgraded motherfucking Ohio, honestly. You have a quarterback who very accurate. He in 3 games has thrown 50 or 68 passes and he has 50 completions. For 778 yards, and then he has 6 total touchdowns. But he has 34 carries, bro. That's probably including a couple sacks here and there, or whatever. But he is the second leading rusher on the team as a quarterback with 220 yards. The top leader being the running back, Coleman. He has 347 yards. And I'm just like, okay, so this is where like that Arch Manning defense we use comes from play. It's got to stay contained outside, keep him from running, keep him in that motherfucking pocket as best as possible, and then that's where all that pressure come in. I have faith in McDonald this week. I don't know why I just have the faith in McDonald to get him 2 sacks. And that's just me because I'm looking at these stats. When it comes to their defense, their safety is the only one making solo tackles. He has 11 solo tackles. But they have nobody in double digits with assists, which means when they're making tackles, they're making tackles. These boys are not on tackle. So they're going to have to take that into consideration. They only have 2 interceptions, or no, they have 4 interceptions, but Their safety is leading with two. He has two by himself. So their safeties isn't bad. They're doing their jobs. So we got to make sure when Juju throw that motherfucker, he got to be accurate. Like this is gonna have to be his most accurate game. Grambling State was a warm up. This is where that Grambling State passing shit kicks in. Because if they're not going to throw the ball the right way, oh, best believe Washington is waiting to catch a pick. 100%.
Okay.
3 games, they got 4 as a total team. It's scary when you got a bunch of receiver threats, but you got to let it go.
Yeah, but here's the problem for Washington. They only have so many safeties. We have several wide receivers that can just torch your ass. And let's not forget our tight ends that are fucking putting in work this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are not one dimensional where it's just one or two wide receivers. We have multiples that will fuck you up, and then you add the tight ends and the running backs in the backfield. Man, Julian Sand has been very accurate. If I'm not mistaken, he's one of the top 3 most accurate. Let me look that up real quick. Let's see here.
I forgot we got to so
Try to give me stuff for the video game.
I'm mad. I had all this shit ready.
Let's see.
So I'll write you diet. All right, working for there we go.
According to this, if I'm not mistaken, he is the 3rd most accurate this year.
I like it. I like it. Respectfully. But that Washington quarterback got to be what? Third or fourth? Or
Nope. Wait.
I,
Let me take a look here.
because he was completion percent. But his favorite target is Boston.
He has a 75. Okay, so
Okay, I see what he do. Yeah.
no, damn.
So
No, Washington
he
has the best QBR out of the nope, second best. Damn. The Big Ten's got some good quarterback play this year.
the USC, Buckeyes, Washington, Oregon, who was that? Moore over there. Drew, Aller. The nigga at USC is not good, so I'm not counting him. Or what did I say? UCLA is what I meant. The guy at UCLA is. Um, the Illinois that's not bad. Yeah, the Big Ten is loaded. That's why like my blood pressure boiling this year because it's like
Got NCAA.
that motherfucking conference, bro. The SEC is barely stacked. They're barely stacked.
So no, according to NCAA.com, completion percentage, Julian Sand leads everybody. And then you've got Indiana's
Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza. Then
Really?
Nebraska's Dylan Raiola. Oregon's Dante Moore. And then Vanderbilt's Diego Pavier. That's how that's how you pronounce it, I think. I can't remember. And then you got Washington's Damon Williams. So we've got a showdown of two very accurate quarterbacks, and it's going to be a very interesting ball game. But again, I'll say it. I think they're still on two separate tiers here. Now, the advantage that Washington's going to have is it's at home for them. They're going to have their home crowd. It's a 3:30 game, so they at least have a little bit of time to get some tailgating in. You know what I'm saying? Well, 3:30
Get
for
rowdy.
us. 3:30 for us. So I don't know what time that makes it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
12.
I think it's
12.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
they're not going to get a lot of partying, and then Buckeye fans out here in Columbus for us, so we'll be pretty rowdy out here. Maybe we can
We're
be loud
fucking
enough for
leaving
them.
it.
Maybe we can be loud enough they hear us all the way in Washington, bro. You know what us Buckeye fans do. But yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a hella good game. But we're at about 35 minutes, gentlemen. So I say let's wrap it up here. Anybody else got anything else to add in on the mix?
OH.
IO.
IO. Plus, we got to get our predictions or our score predictions.
Oh yeah. Let's do that real quick. Frogman, you can go ahead, go first.
I'm gonna give it a 46-13.
46-13.
Let me get mine.
No, my pen disappeared. Aha, there's one. Yeah, we were way off. All of us on that Ohio.
Right.
On the Ohio game, we were way off. Well, not way off, but we were off. All right, Frog, you said
We
what?
were supposed to be
What's your score?
46-10.
No.
Or 46-13. Sorry.
All right, Pop, what's yours?
Let's go 50, 53, 53 to 13.
13. Damn,
Yep.
you guys are giving them blowouts. I personally am thinking it's gonna be a little closer than that. So I'm going
Yeah.
to say 38-27.
Ooh. Gonna make it a fighter.
You'll make it a fighter. We're going out to the West Coast. You know, the time difference is gonna could throw them off a little bit. They're gonna have the home crowd advantage. So I think it might be a little closer than what everybody thinks. Plus, it's a Big Ten play, and Washington ain't no slumps. So I really think it's going to be a little closer, but I mean, I'm definitely probably wrong on their score. It's probably going to be lower because our defense ain't no bitch, bro. They're going to fuck Washington's shit up, bro. That's the thing. Washington's offense has not seen any defense like Ohio State's yet.
Right.
So, now, granted,
They haven't
got
seen us in a while.
we've. How do I say this? We're just gonna fuck them up. Let's just leave it at that.
Washington came up as a basketball team, didn't they?
Yeah, I think the Huskies are more basketball. I mean, they've
I
been
hate to
doing
say
really
that.
good with football lately, but
Oh yeah.
I'm not 100%. I just started watching college basketball within the last 4 or 5 years, so just starting to get into it really. But anyways, we're gonna leave it at that, man, and call this because we got shenanigans. But and I gotta go feed this dog before she loses her mind. But
Good luck.
but you guys got anything else?
No, that's it for me.
Frogman?
I'm good.
Alright. Well,
I'm good.
thanks for joining us, guys. We'll have more content for you guys next week. Uh, you know, go Bucks. Stay high.